And when I got him on the line, my producer had set him up. He goes, "I know who you are, Alex Jones. Yeah, we watch your work. You know, you really ought to." And John Harmon, was the only witness to this because he was up in Minnesota and I was on the line with him. They'd called him saying, you really ought to join us. There's nothing you can really do. And I've had other people contact me and say, listen, the public scum, they're a bunch of trash, a bunch of backstabbing garbage. They will destroy you. You need to join us. You're one of us. So that yes, I have had those overtures, and I know that that's how the threat works. It's like, look, we're giving you a chance. We're not like Pol Pot, who just killed anybody who could read or wore glasses, who could see through his garbage. They try to co-opt, and you think that rebuffing repeated co-ops is a sign that they're going to another level?
Absolutely. When you get them coming one after another for world meetings, this is the last overture. And they've pretty well hinted at in much of their writings from these institutes, at the war colleges, etc., that they'll have to stop all agitators, as they call it.
Well, we must be getting through to them, because we can be confronting Marines on the streets of Austin doing PSYOPs, or Marine spokesmen in California. I mean, we call them up and we're like, oh, we know who you are, Alex Jones. Yeah, we're fully aware of your operations. And then they tell us all about our website and stories we wrote. I mean, so that tells me we're really having an effect when their own establishment is aware of what we're doing. It shows that we're having an effect.
Yeah, there's no doubt on that. I had some bureaucrats who went to Washington, D.C., and in the cocktail parties, people were mentioning the names that are making a difference. And it's common talk amongst those particular classes. So we are making some difference, absolutely. We've been noticed, and not just noticed, but highly monitored and watched. So,
well, Bill Clinton was in town last year, and my wife's mother has been active in the Democratic Party. So it was a Democratic Party dinner. There was about 100 people there, and they're all around Bill Clinton talking. And somebody said, what do you think, not my wife's mother, but one of her friends said, what do you think about Alex Jones, the radio and TV guy who's talking about the New World Order? And Bill Clinton said, let me think of the exact quote, Alex Jones is one of the most important commentators, and what he's saying is some of the most important things being said in the world. And they said, you mean Alex Jones, the young anti-New World Order guy? He said, yeah, Alex Jones, and mentioned some things. I mean, that is just absolutely incredible. And it's kind of bone-chilling, Alan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, they are monitoring, as I say, anyone who they claim is an agitator or someone that can break through the matrix.
But why would he say something nice about me?
It doesn't necessarily be nice. See, what they're saying is what we are saying is important. In other words, it's true. And, of course, it means that this, because it's so true, they cannot ignore it. But they also hope the public, or the general public, will be overwhelmed with the regular media, which keeps them in limbo.
Well, Alan, isn't there something even more? Within the pyramidal structure, according to Rothkopf and others, and I agree, there's only about 3,000 to 6,000 people that even have 5% of the big picture, and that we've reverse engineered from their documents and reading different compartments of their operation really accurately what they're doing. And so the few commentators or reporters out there that actually know what they're doing and accurately are reporting it, they are recognizing that, because even within their own elite, most of their people don't realize the big picture. And I think that's another danger, is members of the elite, members of the establishment who didn't have the full picture are hearing and seeing what we have to say, and I think that's causing them some problems. Another example is General Stubblebine's wife, Dr. Labo, treats a head of state, and they've given me evidence of this. They can't say the name on air. And the head of state's like, I know, I'm sad that we have to kill everybody, and I kind of don't like it, but this is how I was brought up. So I think the establishment, a lot of them, except for that inner core, are having second thoughts about this.
Well, what I've found, and this is factual as well, when governments, the U.S. government and the Canadian government, and I think the British one too, stopped their employees from going into my website at their work, it's banned now. They can't get in.
Oh, yeah.
And lots of them have told me that. When that's happened, you see, it's more important to them that their bureaucrats live under their own little illusions. They cannot afford to have their bureaucracies waking up, because that really is important to them. They are generally kept in a state of double think, double speak. They're never really. But when you come out, when they hear people talking the truth, the work they're involved in suddenly becomes more clear to them. They realize the whys and the wherefores for the first time, because they themselves have been heavily programmed, and that's what the elite are afraid of. The elite need the massive bureaucratic class to guide all of this into place and to keep it working.
And historically, it's the minion servant class to the elite that is one of the most surveilled, oppressed, controlled, and murdered and abused groups. So they need to come out and join Free Humanity. And yes, Infowars.com, PrisonPlanet.com, banned in Europe at the major train stations and, quote, free government Wi-Fi's, banned in government institutions, banned at Dell, cuttingthroughthematrix.com. I've seen the screenshots online that where it says banned. This is extreme, when all you're doing is posting and reporting on their own documents, Alan. I want to come back and take a few final calls. We got to have you back again soon from Tim, Sherry, Tom, and Elliot. I don't know how many we can get to, but we're going to try. But before we end this segment, what are some of the things that are most important to you right now that we haven't covered, Alan?
The important things really are, see, what the leader, it follows on what you've been talking about. So they're watching us as well. What they're looking for, not so much is for people who simply put the information out, but can those people be potential leaders? If you have that ability to bring people together with a common stance on something, then you're very, very, very dangerous. And they're waiting to see how we react, we on the radio react, when we influence so many people, when basically the shit hits the fan.
So
that's what they're waiting to see.
We're being used as a gauge. We're being used as an overall war game to see how the public's responding.
To see how they're responding, and to see if we ourselves will come out with ways and innovative ways they haven't foreseen to start to get people bonding together in a common stance against this tyranny. If we have that ability, we are very, very dangerous.
Well, it's a little too late. I mean, this canary sung. I mean, we put our information out, and I think that's the only reason we're still walking around, Alan Watt.
It probably is. If we go to the next level of advising what to do, then we're really, we'll be very, very well noticed then.
All right, I want to skip this break for just PrisonPlanet.tv viewers and for folks listening to the Infowars.com audio streams. For everybody else in the AM and FM shortwave satellite, we'll be right back in 3 minutes to jam in some final calls. Stay with us. Alan, I think they're going to have trouble killing us. Instead, what I see happening is this flotilla of mainstream TV shows demonizing myself and others, attacking 9/11 Truth, attacking the alternative media, and then trying to shut down the web. Now, then down the road, they may try to set us up with some type of crime or burn us out, as they've tried to physically do with you. Do you concur with that?
That's very, very possible. As I say, if they can't win you over, they have to eliminate you. And if you do have the ability to guide lots of people in a common purpose or a cause, then they'll definitely have to do something about it. Well,
I want to state on record that the elite is not invincible, and we've had many victories against them. The only way to stop them, though, is to get the mass, large portions of it, like Winston finally figures out that the secret is the proles, not what he'd always been told about it being the party and the inner party. We have to find people out there in the general public that will resist and will speak out, and I see that happening. Let's go ahead and go to some calls. Tim in Ohio, you're on the air with Alan Watt. Thanks for holding. Go ahead, Tim.
Hi, Alex.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Haven't talked to you in a while, and a couple of things, a comment and a question. Hadn't talked to you since the convention, and I had never, ever seen evil personified in a woman's face like that Michelle Malkin. Oh, my God. She should change her name to Medusa.
Well, look how they sent people in that were with her and left with her to scream, kill Michelle Malkin, so it could then be put all over radio and TV and try to get me blackballed, and it almost happened until it backfired because other videos got up on YouTube showing that they were with her, that the whole deal was staged, and then she had to back off and admit I didn't say that. But that was very close.
Yeah, very bad. Alan, are you there?
Yes.
I want a question for both. Maybe you could both answer. Knowing that disdain that the elite have for the black race, why would they pick Obama for president? And will it play out that Obama's going to be exposed and Biden be inaugurated?
Well, what's going to happen is they're going to use him as a puppet for a while, then they're going to destroy his name forever, and yes, it will be used away to demonize black people. Comments, Alan Watt?
Black people